हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल नम्मा सी। आज की इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे आईटीआर 1 कैसे फाइल करना है और किस पर एप्लीकेबल है। आईटीआर फाइलिंग की ड्यू डेट है 31 जुलाई एंड इनकम टैक्स ने आईटीआर फॉर्म रिलीज कर दिए हैं, सो यू कैन फाइल योर आईटीआर नाउ टू अवॉइड पेनल्टीज। सो फर्स्ट वी अंडरस्टैंड आईटीआर 1 किस पर एप्लीकेबल है। In simple language, ITR 1 is applicable on individual and HUF who has income from salary or pension, income from one house property, income from other sources like interest and dividend income, agriculture income less than 5,000 rupees, and total taxable income less than 50 lakh rupees. Here I have also mentioned the cases where ITR 1 is not applicable. You can pause and go through it. To understand filing of ITR 1, here I am taking example of salaried person or private limited company who has income from salary, house property and other source income like interest and dividend. So first we see what document will be required for the filing of ITR 1. Here is the list of documents which will be required at the time of filing ITR 1. Form 16, Form 26 AS, AIS, investment proof for claiming deduction, income proof of other source income and interest certificate for claiming deduction on house property. Now let's file ITR 1. First log in to your income tax website. On dashboard there is an option to file your return for the year ended 31st March 2024. Click on file now. If this option is not reflecting, go to e-file head, go to income tax return and then click on file income tax return. Select the assessment year 24-25 for the financial year 23-24. Select the mode of filing. Here I am selecting online. Click on continue. Click on start new filing. Here we need to provide the status. I am filing return for the individual. So I am clicking on individual. Click on continue. In this we need to select the ITR form. Select the ITR 1. Proceed with ITR 1. And click on let's get started. In this we need to provide the reason for the filing of income tax return. Here I am selecting option 1 because in my example taxable income is more than basic exemption limit. You have to select option as per your applicability. Then click on continue. The first is personal information head. Here you need to provide all personal information like Aadhaar, PAN, contact and bank detail. Click on personal information head. In profile you have to provide personal information. In contact you have to provide your contact detail. And the next is nature of employment. If you are employee of central government, click on central government. If you are pensioner, you have to select pensioner. Here I am selecting other because in my example person is employee of private limited company. Select the filing section. Here I am selecting 139(1) because I am filing return before the due date. This question is regarding selection of tax regime. It is asking that do you want to opt out new tax regime? Means are you not selecting new tax regime? So click yes if you want to go with old tax regime and click no if you want to go with new tax regime. On basis of selection of tax regime, your question will be get changed regarding deductions. Here I am selecting old tax regime because this is beneficial for me. So I am clicking on yes. Here is the income tax calculator for calculation of tax in both regime. I have also made a detailed video on old tax regime versus new tax regime. In that you can calculate your tax for both tax regime and select which is beneficial for you. I have given the link in description. The next is bank detail. Here you need to validate your bank details for claiming refund and then click on confirm. Next head is gross total income. For filing this we need our form 16. So this is my dummy form 16. Then click on gross total income. There are some set of questions for claiming exemption. If you are not answering, then by default answer will be no. So here I am selecting yes for HRA and LTA. Here we need to provide the amount. So as for form 16, my HRA exemption is 3,50,000 and LTA is 20,000. And LTA is 20,000. And if you are eligible for any other exemption, click on yes and go through the list. Here I am clicking on no and continue. The salary income will populate automatically from form 16. If it is not populate, then click on edit button. Check the details. The salary is matching with form 16. The value of perquisite is not mentioned here. The value of perquisite is 17,714.
Now it is correct. The next is exemption. We have already mentioned 350 for HRA and 20 for LTA. If you are eligible for any other exemption, click on add another. Next is deduction. Standard deduction is automatically populated and professional tax is not mentioned here. We have to check with form 16. Professional tax is 2400. We need to mention here. Now you can cross check your figures. The net salary is 29,87,600. This is 29,87,600. Then click on save. Next is income from house property. If you have any income from house property or if you have taken any loan on house property, you can mention here. Click on add button. Select the type of house property. If it is self-occupied, then click on self-occupied. If you have taken any loan on that house property, you can mention the interest amount here. For example, interest is 2 lakh. And second, if you received any earlier period rent, then you can mention here after deducting 30%. In my case, it is 0. So the total house property income will be minus 2 lakh. That means we are booking loss of 2 lakh here. Then click on add button. If you have let out house property, then click on let out. The gross rent received during the year mentioned here. For example, rent is 2,40,000 for the year. If you have paid any tax to local authority on the property mentioned here, in my case it is 10,000. Column 3 and column 4 will populate automatically. If you have taken any loan for that property, then mention the interest amount here. In my case, it is 3,70,000. And if you received any earlier period rent, then you can mention here after deducting 30%. In my case, it is 0. So the total house property income will be minus 2 lakh. That means we are booking loss of 2 lakh here. Then click on add button. Next is income from other source head. Here you need to mention all other source income like interest income, dividend income, interest on FD, interest on saving bank. This data will automatically populate from your AIS. If this detail is not correct, you just select that and click on edit. And here you can edit the detail and then click on save. If you have any other income, you can click on add another and mention the income type and mention the amount. Then click on continue. Now check your gross total income. Next is exempt income. If you have any exempt income, click on add and here you can select the type of income and provide the details. Then click on add. In my case it is 0, so I am not adding any detail. Then click on confirm. Our next head is total deduction. Here you can claim deduction of your expenditure and investment which is allowed under Income Tax Act. Click on total deduction. These are some set of questions regarding deduction. Click yes if you are eligible for any deduction. Otherwise, by default answer will be no. So here I am clicking yes for ATC that I have done 1,50,000. ATCCD2 1,46,000. And yes for ATD. If you are eligible for any other deduction, you can click here yes and you can go through the list and claim that. So I have also done investment in ATCCD1B. So here I am claiming 50,000. If you are eligible for any other deduction which is not included in your form 16, you can claim here at the time of filing return, like donation, contribution to political party, ATU and ATDD for person with disability, and donation for scientific research and rural development. And the deduction under section 80GG, it is for the person who is not receiving HRA but he is paying rent. Then you can claim deduction of rent here. Maximum 5,000 per month is allowed. Click on continue. Here again list of deduction are showing whichever you have claimed for edit and confirmation. ATC as per form 16 1,50,000, that is the maximum limit I can claim. ATD it is 20,000 as per form 16. I have done more expense, so I am editing. So I have paid for health insurance for me 20,000 and my parents are senior citizen, yes. and I have done medical expenditure on that, that is 30,000. So I am claiming at the time of filing return. Click on save. 80CCD2, that is 1,46,000, it is correct. 80CCD1B, that is 50,000, this is also correct. Here deduction of 80 TTA is showing. I have forgot to mention in previous list, so I am adding here. Add 80 TTA. This is interest on saving bank. You can write here maximum limit of 10,000, but eligible limit will show here. You can correct it and click on add. Click on confirm. Now go to add tax paid. I have paid tax to my employees 6,91,550. That is called as TDS. You can check this with your 26AS and modify if required. Click on confirm. Go to total tax liability head. Cross check the gross total income and deductions value. Tax liability is 5,33,000. Health and education cess is this. So total tax is 5,55,114. So this is my tax liability, and click on confirm. Click on proceed. Cross check these values. This was my total tax liability 5,55,114, and I have paid tax through my employees 6,91,550. So the refund is 1,36,440. If you are liable to pay any extra tax, it will also show here. Click on preview return and click on proceed to preview. Here you can preview your return. Then click on proceed to validate. After validation successful, you can click to proceed to verification and verify your return and then submit.
So in this way you can file your ITR 1, and if you have any query you can mention in comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for more update on ITR and personal finance. Thank you for watching my video.